Right, to do some of the commandments.
To do all his commandments.
No, just do the Big Ten, right?
And to do all his commandments.
To do all the commandments that the Lord commanded Moses to give unto the children of Israel. He didn't command them to
ISUPK.
this chapter to understand how this Bible is supposed to be read and understood. And like I said, you can only get that in the book, in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commander Junior Yohana, right? And with that, I'll be bringing up today of why we are in the conditions that we are. Why we feel like, oh, why is the Lord doing this to me, right? If you could, brother, can I get the book of Deuteronomy chapter 27, verse 1, right? This Bible is for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And I'm going to prove that today, right? Out of this Bible, out of these scriptures, that everybody say this Bible is not for us. We Gentiles, right? We're told that we're nothing. We're in a low condition, right? We ain't nothing but niggers. Niggas, spicks, and wetbacks in America. Negroes, right? They tell us these things to keep us in a low condition because they know who we are, but they won't tell us. Right? Come. If you could, get the book of Deuteronomy chapter 27, verse 1.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27 and verse 1. And Moses with the elders of Israel commanded the people, saying.
Right. Moses with the elders of Israel commanded the people, saying, meaning he gave the elders an order to go and say something to the children of Israel. He gave them orders to go and give them a message so that they can understand something. Read on.
Keep all the commandments which I command.
Salaki. He told them to do what?
Keep all the commandments which I command you this day.
Meaning Moses got the law from the Lord and he commanded the elders, telling the people, right, to say that keep the commandments. Keep all the commandments. Not just 10. Not 2, keep all the commandments that he tells you when? So on this day.
Verse 27, Salaki, verse 1. And Moses with the elders of Israel commanded the people, saying, keep all the commandments I commanded this day.
He commanded the people on that day to tell the children of Israel to keep the commandments. He didn't tell them to break the commandments. He didn't tell them that the law was done away with. He told them to keep the commandments. If you could, can I get the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1? Right? This Bible is for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right? And Moses said he's going into the children of Israel. Not to your Hamites, your Egyptians, your oppressor today, your agents. He didn't say that. He said the children of Israel, right? Read on.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Right. If you shall listen, right? What hearken means hear, the prefix hear, meaning that's an action. You have to do something to hear hearken, right? Read on.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Right. Listen unto the Lord thy God. Hear these words that's coming out of this book, right?
To observe and to do all his commandments.
Right, to do some of the commandments.
to do all his commandments.
No, just do the Big Ten, right?
And to do all his commandments.
To do all the commandments that the Lord commanded Moses to give unto the children of Israel. He didn't command them to give it to everybody upon this earth, right? He told Moses to give the commandments to the children of Israel, right? That's something that's not being taught in the world today, because our Christian pastors have pacified us, right? That's what pastor means, to pacify, right? To keep you docile. That's what Americans want. America wants a docile black man, right? And has beat us and stripped us of our culture, to understand that, to tell us that we're Negroes, right? To tell us that we're nothing. We're in a low state, right? But I'm here to tell you that we are the most special people upon this earth. We are the Lord's chosen people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. If you could, can I get the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
Right, meaning it shall come to pass. This shall surely happen. This ain't something that the Lord just saying. It ain't something he just gave to Moses like, yeah, just go and tell these people this, right? He commanded Moses to go and tell these people that this shall come to pass, right?
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
If you don't listen unto the Lord thy God, meaning, Salakia, could you go back to verse 27, Salakia, chapter 27, right? In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27, it says that he commanded the people, saying, right? He commanded the people to give them commandments, right? And in that verse it says that, Salakia, I'm going over, Salakia, but this is the commandments of the Lord, right? Moses gave the commandments to the people, and the people were supposed to receive the word, right? And in our conditions today, we'll come out here to do the same thing that Moses did, just like Christ did. He commanded us to go out onto these street corners to let our people know their transgressions, right? To let them know that they're the children of Israel, right? Verse 15, Slack it.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Right, meaning he commanded this people this day to give them the commandments of the Lord that the Lord gave unto Moses, and he gave it unto the people, right?
That all,
and what would some of those commandments be, right? Not eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster.
Right.
Not smoking cigarettes.
Right.
Not stripping.
Right.
No abortions.
Right.
No drug use.
Right.
No murdering.
Right.
Those things
That's right.
would change the community. They would change blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And that's why the Lord gave us God. Because everyone else hates God. They don't want to obey the Lord. But we should. And we have to. Or else we'll die. We'll die in America if we don't. We'll perish if we don't follow after this law, statutes, commandments. Because the Lord gave it to us to teach us how to live, right? If you don't, then you'll die. According to the book of Baruch, chapter 4:1, it says this book is the book of life. And whosoever shall die. Right? This is something that we're supposed to live by. This Bible, so like if you could hold this Bible up, right? This Bible is a living book. We're living proof, right? That this book is real. These commandments, these prophecies, these things are real in this Bible, right? Read on.
that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right, all these curses, right? If you don't listen to the Lord, all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. What is a curse? Can anybody tell me what a curse is? A curse is to invoke a supernatural power, right? In order to inflict punishment or judgment, right? That's what a curse is. A curse is put on blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, which is why we in the ghettos, in the barrios, right? On drugs, unaliving our brothers, right? Because we don't understand this Bible and that Christ is for us, that the Most High is for us, right? Could you jump up to verse 1, right?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently to the voice of the Lord thy God,